Yes, this is my 3D ultrasound that I got October 6th. My baby was coming. She came December 9th. So that was 2 months before she came. And then I brought my K and my Carlo chain. I got my 2 chains on. So those are my 2 things that I brought to represent 2020. "2020 for me was the year of transition. I was transitioning from a very familiar place professionally, and I was going into unfamiliar territory personally, plus COVID. I was a business owner for over 15 years, and I decided that it would be best for me to try to have a baby, and if we did get pregnant, this would be the best year for us to do that. So when we did get pregnant in March, I decided to be a stay-at-home mom. My whole entire life, I've been surrounded by women, Black women. So I have 2 sisters, so it's 3 of us and my mom. I have like 7 nieces, and we're all like around the same age. And when I was working my career was with Black women. So I have theories of how things work in our lives, Black women, and how we're treated, how we are perceived, all of the above. So my due date was December 21st. I had a very relaxing pregnancy. I didn't have a lot of issues, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna induce you next Tuesday." I was like 35 weeks. I'm like, what? Why? And so I was like put off a little bit because I didn't understand, and my doctors are Black. I go hard for Black women, so I have Black women doctors. And so I'm like, what do you mean? So, they were like spewing out all these things to me, and I'm like, I thought that you get induced because you go over your due date or there's this stress. I didn't know that it was because I was over 35 or, we don't want the baby to be too big, or, and I'm like, wait, what? So that was really the first time during my pregnancy where I felt uneasy. I cried. I'm not even a crier. I was very sad. It took me 2 days to process, oh my gosh, what's going on? So I worked it out with Monique, who is my doula. And so I was nervous as a first-time mom, because she's like, you don't have to do it. She's like Debo, midwife Debo. She's like, you don't have to do it. Say no. And I'm like, I don't feel comfortable with saying no, because they are doctors, this is what they do. I told my doctor, I said, I just don't want to be in labor for 3 days and then end up getting a C-section. I wanted to have my baby naturally. That was my goal. There's nothing wrong. So why are you doing that? I don't understand. So she told me, and then Monique said, she's like, look, if we do an induction, it's still gonna be perfect. You can do an induction, it'll be fine. I got induced at 10 at night. I felt like they wanted me to have the baby by 12 noon the next day. And Monique was like, nah, we're not doing that. We're not rushing. And literally everything she did, that's just what a Black woman will do for you. Everything she did was like, nah, we're not doing that. We're gonna wait. It worked out perfect. I was scared, but it ended up working out perfect. I'm taking it slow. I'm still in quarantine mode. So I'm not rushing to get back to my old life. I feel like the old me is gone. I've changed, tremendously as a person, and just how I, making decisions for myself and my family is very different now versus, 2 years ago. just because of having a baby during a pandemic. Making those type of decisions is just so hard, navigating through those things. And I feel like I did a great job navigating through them. So it just helped me with my confidence. I feel like if I want to relax right now, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm chilling. If you want to go to a happy hour, I'll be there.